Okay. This is titled The Poor Less Clothed and the Rich Man. So we're gonna be in the Apocrypha and in Sirach, which is known as Ecclesiastes. Like I said, this is in the Apocrypha. Chapter 11. And if you have the book, it's in the complete book of the Apocrypha. Okay, this is chapter 11. Sirach chapter 11. And we're going to start off at 1. The wisdom of the lowly will lift up his head and make him sit in the midst of great men. Do not commend a man for his beauty. Do not abhor a man for his outward appearance. Abhor extreme repugnance, intense dislike, sort of like a hatred for someone that's dressed not according to someone's like, especially the rich, a dirty man or anything of that nature. That's still a man, okay, that you should respect as well, as long as you respect yourself. So we're in 3. The bee is like among flying creatures, but what it produces is the best of confections. Do not boast about the clothes you wear, and do not exalt yourself in the day of honor. For the Lord's works are wonderful, and his works are hidden among men. Many kings have sat down on the ground, but one who has never thought of has worn a crown. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. But one who was never thought of has worn a crown. Many mighty men have been greatly disgraced. Men of renown have been delivered into other men's hands. Now, do not blame before you investigate. You hear that? What goes on here all the time? People get in conflict. People spread allegations. There's already a so-called investigation, but the other individual doesn't get a chance to speak. But some people are so-called convicted or whatever, or disturbed. That's injustice to me. Understand first and then rebuke. Take your time when you start discussing other people's problems, or if you're part of that investigation. It's like an example now. I'm hearing an individual all of a sudden, people just out of the blue, and you already hear of this person, saying that he's an abuser or whatever, and come to find out there's some sort of agitation or something trying to trigger it off to make it seem like, okay, and people are jumping the gun without investigating. So let's keep going. Do not answer before you have heard. Do not interrupt while someone else is speaking. Do not argue about a matter that does not concern you. Now, amongst my people, that is very heavy. There's so much argument amongst things that they wasn't even present to see or nearly understand, and they don't even highly know if it's true or not. Because there's so much wicked these days, people are making up things for their own, what do you call it, indoctrination of certain elements. I'm going to say it like that. Do not sit with sinners when they judge. My son, do not be busy about many matters. For if you meddle much, you will not be unpunished. See, stay out of people's business. Other people's affairs and conflicts. It has nothing to do with you, For if you meddle much, okay, you will not be unpunished. If you pursue, you will not overtake, and you will not escape by fleeing. There is one who toils, labors, and makes haste, and is even more behind. Mm, that is true. That is something I was actually, this is wild. There was something I was actually thinking in my head. I said, you know what? There's a lot of people that, do normal things they do out through their life to advance themselves of some sort. And they may go to these knowledge-based schools and come out, and some of them really don't even understand the meaning or true meaning of life, or they never even heard of the Most High, or don't understand, the scriptures of sort like that. Okay. So we're in 12, chapter 11 and 12. There is one who is sluggish and needs help, lacking in strength, and who abounds in poverty. That's the point of helping other people. You know, that's what the poor majority of poor people are getting. I'm gonna say not the majority, but the poor people are getting, abhorred, just like hated towards. But the Lord's eye looked on him for good, and raised him up from his low condition. So you will never know. Just because somebody does not drive a car, or they're walking, or they're not able to get anything, like I said before in a lot of my videos, you may not understand what's going on with their life personally. Okay? Even myself being out homeless and on the street a couple times, seeing people with big backpacks, in the city and the country, and they just walking past, and they got good hearts, people, and say, I'm just trying to find a good spot to lay my head or rest or be somewhere, and you start pulling out, which is amazing to me. One time when I was in my 20s and I came across a guy, it was a homeless guy, and everybody was wondering why he was carrying several bags on him. And this is a story before I finish here, because I want to give an example. He was in Kinston and Philadelphia at the time, before it started actually fully getting bad, worse at the time. There was a thrift store around in that area, and I used to go in there a lot when I was young with my family, and I went in there actually with later on down the line. They would have a lot of stuff you can use if you want to make a little what do you call it, a little stand or something, you want to sell food or something like that. They had the equipment in there, and I was shocked. And at the time, they didn't have a lot of this stuff in there. They had books. They had multiple books. You find books anywhere in the thrift store. People bypass those old books because they're not familiar with what's really going on in those old books. I always admired those old books for that specific reason, because some of it was in my house. And during eating time, I would go over there, glance through the book, even if I'm sitting at the table drawing or something. When I was young, before I started going outside a lot, I would read through those books. And of course they had older dates, like 1930 or 20 or something like that. I think the one most we had was 18 something. So anyway, he would go in there and buy those books out of there. And people looking at him was like, why you coming in and grabbing up all these old books? He's like, man, y'all don't know what's... It's like, you don't know why? It's like, man, I read a lot, number one. He said, number two, you better start getting hip. He said, because they're going to soon try to take this stuff out of the stores and put it on such and such, which is okay, but then what if these books are gone? and you need the stuff that's in it, and you're not reading through it. But a lot of definitions change. On a lot of these books have encyclopedic definitions in it. Sometimes you don't need you may need a little bit more than what I think they call synonyms in some of them. Okay, here's some of the definitions. Like I read earlier: abhor, extreme repugnance, intense dislike, hatred, or hateful individual towards a person. That's poor. So anyway, never doubt or think because something doesn't look fancy or they don't have this and that you have full understanding of their life, because you may make a mistake. So let's go back to Sirach, which is Ecclesiastes, another chapter 11 and 13. And lifted up his head so that many marveled at him. Okay, that's what it means. And the sentence before that, and he raised him up from his low condition and lifted up his head so that many marveled at him. They were shocked, like, oh wow, amazed. Good things and evil, life and death, poverty and riches are from the Lord. The Lord's gift remains with the godly. His good pleasure will prosper forever. One grows rich by his diligence and self-denial. That's another heavy one. And this is the portion of his reward. When he says, I have found rest, and now will eat of my goods, he does not know how much time will pass until he leaves them to others and dies. Be steadfast in your covenant and be doing it and grow old in your work. Do not marvel at the works of a sinner. You get majority of the people, oh man, that's hard. But you will understand who those individuals are by their behavior and their wording and the things, that's what it means also. Do not marvel at the works of them. And they might be doing something bad, but don't look at it as if, oh wow, I should do that. But trust the Lord and stay in your labor, for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord to swiftly and suddenly make a poor man rich. Man, let me see, still recording because my whatchamacallit keys going on. I would love that. Not too much, just enough to live by. But the state of this world is, I don't think so. But trust the Lord and stay in your labor, for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord to swiftly and suddenly make a poor man rich. The Lord's blessing is in the reward of the godly. He makes his blessing flourish in an hour that comes swiftly. Do not say, what use is there of me? What further good things can be mine? I even said that a lot. I regretted it. We say things sometimes we don't understand. Do not say, I have enough. What harm could happen to me now? In the day of good things, evil things are forgotten. In the day of evil things, a man will not remember things that are good. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord to reward a man in the day of death according to his ways. The affliction of an hour causes the lights to be forgotten. In the end, a man's deeds are revealed. Call no man happy before his death. Yeah, a lot of that. A man will be known to his children. Okay? Known to his children, meaning their personality, their behavior. Do not bring every man into your house, for many are the plots of a deceitful man. This implies not just relationships, but you get sometimes business people that want to come in and like those phone calls and want to come sell you stuff, and they got some scheme behind it. Okay, like a decoy partridge in the cage, so is the heart of a proud man. Like a spy, he looks for your weakness. This is what I was talking about in another uh, audio I did. Um, Talking about the martyrdom and the incense, the prayers. A lot of proud individuals. I think it was another video too, but pride is one major problem. The majority, some of us actually deal with or still struggling with. Okay? That's how you get some of those deceitful individuals. They look at, they observe your life and try to find a weakness and try to get through it to disturb your life. For he lies in wait to turn things that are good into evil. And assigns blame in things that are praiseworthy. From a spark of fire, a heap of many coals is kindled. Okay, meaning from somebody starts something, it'll go to another level, then it gets worse and such and such. Even a little something can cause a problem. If you slander somebody and you may not have understanding of who that person is or what they have not done, but you all of a sudden you're helping a problem, a spark, advance because you wanted to blend in with it or cause a problem. And a sinful man lies in wait for blood. Okay? Person waiting to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that person. Or yeah, I did this, so they'll blame this person for that, and then a fight breaks out. As an example. Take heed of an evildoer, for he plans wicked things. Least perhaps he ruins your reputation forever. Receive a stranger, enter your house, and he will distract you with arguments and estrange you from your own. Okay. So that is Sirach chapter 11. Right. Let's see here. Let's go to 12 of Sirach 12, chapter 12. If you do good, know to whom you do it, and your good deeds will have thanks. Do good to a godly man, and you will find a reward. If not from him, then from the Most High. That is deep, because that has happened to me multiple times. I actually helped people go through physical conflict. Although, I kind of de-escalated the situation. That's how that happened. I helped it. Help people in their family do multiple things. Surrounding, maybe their community, neighborhood things, not small stuff. This is stuff that they actually remembered, and to the point where I became a part of their family, their group, because I was willing to do things without no payment. And it wasn't even about that. It was the nature that I grew up on. Regardless, was push aside the street stuff, but the nature that I have to a point where I know if somebody needs some help, or I see them going through something, or such and such, or fix something for them. You know, if they needed grass cut, then it's like acres of stuff. It was done. Stuff like that. Um, Even be a good conversation. Sometimes some people don't realize, and this is just an example. There's a lot of people that go through um, stress and what do you call it? Oh man, it's simple. I don't know how to forget it. PTSD or stuff like that in that nature, or a lot of states I've been into, there's a lot of veterans, so people don't understand. They feel lonely. Just a conversation, or willing to help them do something, or give them food, or help them do something, and they memorize that, and it keeps a smile on their face. And you never know if they're planning on doing something to themselves. But just your conversation alone can actually change that damn nature that was given to them. Um, It'll definitely, trust me, make a difference. Even talking to the elder, even if you're sitting at a bus stop, just another example. Talk to them. Spark a conversation, be nice. And then at the end of the conversation, if you're walking away or you get on the bus, they say, hey, thank you, have a good day, nice speaking to you, and they keep going. The brain lightens up. The mind, the conscious gets elevated, okay? Just by the conversation, or a good word, a good speech. Scripture talks about that too. A good word, basically, I'm just paraphrasing, but a good word is speaking to someone can take the coals off their head, basically. You know, never know what they really are going through at that time, or what thought is in their mind. Okay, stop talking. Let me get into this one. Okay, and this is Sirach chapter 12 and 2. Do good to a godly man and you'll find a good reward. If not from him, then from the Most High. The Most High step in and give you something, or even protect you from something. No good will come to him who continues to do evil, nor to him who gives no alms. Give to the godly man and do not help the sinner. There's a lot of rewarding of that. Do good to one who is lowly. Okay, and lowly is another form. He's down and out, poor, struggling. Nowadays, you get ready to get family that's willing to help you. Do not give to an ungodly man. Keep back his bread, and do not give it to him, lest he subdue you with it. For you will receive twice as much evil. So it's basically like you're helping. Now you get some family or some people will condone the behavior of another person. Like an example, you're a drunken alcoholic, you just going around fighting people, but then you see them and you give them $10 to $20. Okay, that's helping them. So you'll be part of what they're doing. Repaid for all the good you will have done to him. For the Most High also hates sinners, and will repay vengeance to the ungodly. Give to the good man and do not help the sinner. A man's friend will not be fully tried in prosperity. I'll repeat that again. A man's friend will not be fully tried in prosperity. His enemies will not be hidden in adversity. In a man's prosperity, his enemies are grieved in his adversity. Even his friend leaves. Mm. Never trust your enemy, for his wickedness is like corrosine and copper. Though he humbles himself and walks bowed down, still be careful and beware of him. You will be to him as one who has wiped a mirror. Basically, now you see him. He'll walk past you. You ever had problems sometime with a neighbor or somebody on the street, and they know they did something wrong to you, but then later on, they might show some fear of you when they see you. They walk with their head in, they say a couple words, but then they won't speak to you, or they cross on, to the other side of the street or something like that to avoid you. Okay, that's what it means. Still be careful, and beware of him. You will be to him as one who is looking right the mirror. To be sure, it does not completely tarnish. Do not set him next to you, lest he overthrow you and stand in your place. Ooh. Do not let him sit on your right hand, lest he seek to take your seat. Don't let a person, even a friend, know all your business, all your instructions, everywhere you go, how you do this to get that, your whereabouts. There's some people of age that still do that. And at the last, you acknowledge my words. Oh, that's deep. Mm. Basically, after all that, you will acknowledge what the Most High is telling you. Okay. And be pricked with my sayings. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten by a snake, or any who come near wild beasts? Even so, who will pity him who goes to a sinner and is associated with him in his sins? Mm. You know they say birds will flop together? For a while he will stay with you, and if you falter, he will not stay. The enemy will speak sweetly with his lips, and in his heart plan to throw you into a pit. That's deep because, you know what? You know how you get people that they know they can be sent to do something to you, right? And they come and speak to you, like a regular person, nothing, but you're feel or sense something, okay? Because you're being sincere and honest, and you know that you can feel this person is not. You feel with this person or not, but he's common, he or she. Okay, this goes for male and female. Will still be your friend, right? And this is a good scripture here because I went through this just recently, a year ago, matter of fact, with a person I knew for a long time. When I finally got the last two times to speak to this person, the feeling of the conversation changed. And it felt like something, like a spirit was sitting behind the conversation. And it was like an attack on me for whatever reason. Okay. I think it was out of jealousy because I declined to be in the street again or being around those type of people because there was a lot of dysfunction. Some of the dysfunction comes from a Pacific era that that went on in the urban community. I'm say like that during the times, and some of those behaviors and some of those what do you call it, drugs entered into a lot of children back then, and of course some of them are grown, so they will appear as if they're normal, but they're really not. And you're noticed by the conversation and the behavior that something is off. But when like I said, I spoke to that person the last time. Yeah, it was completely off, and I knew there was something going on because I heard a conversation from a family member about something that was uh, what supposedly has been said, right? But when I'm the one that put it out to be said, you understand what I'm saying? That's how I touch people, and it worked. And that's when I knew, okay, I got to stay away from this person. Okay, and it says the enemy will speak sweetly with his lips, and in his heart plan to throw you into a pit. Basically, he tried to turn my enemies from the past against me. Basically, advance or bring up the past to go for it to go to another level. That's when I was like, okay, yeah, it's time to depart from this person. The enemy may weep with his eyes, but if he finds opportunity, he will make more blood. If adversity meets you, you will find him there before you. See that? He beat it before you because he was part of it. He was the one individual that spread it situation or rumors. Pretending to help you, he will trip you. He will shake his head, clap his hands, basically congratulate, celebrate, whisper much, talk, and change his countenance, his face features. Okay? That's what these kind of individuals do. Okay? Pretend to help you like as if I got your back. You know, yeah, this is for females and males, as I'm telling you right now. Okay? Even when when everybody could be on the same belief system, I'm saying it's a lot of this conflict as well. Okay, but anything outside of that, this is what goes on with particular type of individuals. Um, yeah, whisper much changes counsel. He changes his whole appearance to change, his face. Let's go to chapter 13. He will touch. He who touches pitch will be defiled. He who has fellowship with a proud man will become like him. That is definitely true. Not so much of a proud man, but people that, this goes on a lot. I spoke about this in another video of mine. So when people say that, oh well, that's still my best friend or that's still my family. Um, I still want to have fellowship, basically associate with them, and they're into so much problems and drama. And you know this, and you sit around them and you think because you know how to protect yourself that it will not fade on into you and your mind and your energy field. You take this with you. As soon as you get there, you be a part of it. I used to think that was not true until I actually went through a couple things. And I was like, you know what? As an example, quick example. Because I stopped smoking a long time ago. But, I went around people that's still doing those things. And I said, okay, well, I ain't going to worry. I'll just go, talk to them, sit with them for a couple hours and this and that. No lie, just the urge came in when I went around them. And the offer was there, of course. And I said, no, I don't want. I said, no, my son, no. I said, I don't know. I'll let you know later. But then I end up, guess what? Smoking a cigarette. And I did it anyway. And when I left, I felt bad. I was like, yo, I was supposed to stay away from. And I said to myself, I asked myself, I said, what drove me to do it anyway? Temptation, number one, right? And also, I didn't have that much of willpower at the time. So I was like, okay, now I know I understand how this works. This is about spirit and energy, vibration within the person. Okay, that form of individual or those type of individuals, I cannot be around because I'll be pulled right back into it unknowingly. Unless I have some full spiritual strength to stay away from it, I'll maintain. But then, like I said, people don't realize that. You go into your girlfriend house, right? Or your homeboy house. And, they're arguing, saying something about something that went on. And it's going. And in your mind and your heart, you don't really want to be involved in that. And you're like, okay, this don't feel right. The heavy energy starts to come back in. Whatever spirit and energy you feel that they have around them is coming right to you. And you leave and then you start feeling sick. Later on, you're like, I don't know why I got a headache or why, damn, I didn't feel right going in. So you start pulling back and you're like, damn, am I being a certain way? Should I go back? That's how it is. When you really strong with the Most High gonna protect you regardless. But basically, this is an example of that. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. He who has fellowship with a proud man will become like him. Pride sometimes can come through a culture. Pride or all other things. Do not take a burden above your strength. Have no fellowship with one who is mightier and richer than yourself. That's deep. That's another deep one. A lot of burdens people take up. Some people don't realize it's just sometimes people take up certain problems of other people to feel alive, or that they feel they're not wanted, or they're very helpful type of individual. So they start taking on everybody else's households, or just like some people that I know personally do that, and the ones that are used to them doing that, I don't think they realize they're taking advantage. Okay. What fellowship would the earthen pot, make sure I'm in order, have with the kettle? The kettle will strike, and the pot will be dashed into pieces. The rich man does a wrong and threatens. You hear that? The poor is wrong and apologizes. So a conflict won't erupt. And they have God within them to forgive certain things. If you are profitable, he will make merchandise of you. Oh man, that's heavy. I'm going to repeat that again. If you are profitable, he will make merchandise of you. You get rich people, they go and pick up maybe some independent artists or independent painter, or some sort of investment to invest in someone's company or something like that. Okay. He'll make a profit on it, but then if you're sticking with him long enough, making merchandise out of you, probably end up, this is an example though, putting your face on something, company logo, or turn you into an item. If you are in lack, he will forsake you. Get that? If you don't have nothing later on, no type of anything to advance himself off, it's going to leave you out in the dust, forsake you. If you own something, he will live with you. He will drain you bare and will not be sorry. He will live with you. Basically, he'll be around you. You're not married to the individual, meaning through some sort of contract or something like that. As an example, he will drain you and bear you and will not be sorry. Does he need you? That's the question. No. That's those type of people. That's why you hear so much of this type of attitude going around from different people. They feel as though, well, if you don't have anything, I don't care. I liked you from the beginning, but I'm going to just get rid of you, Or if she, as an example, well, you ain't had nothing anyway. That type of attitude will eventually come out. And this goes on all through the world. Then he will deceive you, smile at you, and give you hope. He will speak kindly to you and say, what do you need? Laugh and be like, what do you need? You need got something for you. You need $15, $20 a bar. He will shame you by his meats. You hear that? Until he has made you bear twice or three times, and in the end, he will laugh you to scorn. You hear that? Laugh you to scorn. This is when those type of people like to hold on to maybe a mistakes or something you did and embarrassed yourself and everyone else around you, and they bring it up to the rest of the world. Okay? Afterward, he will see you, will forsake you, and shake his head at you like you don't mean nothing. Beware that you are not deceived and brought low in your mirth. If a mighty man invites you, be reserved, and he will invite you more. Do not press him, lest you be thrust, thrust back. Do not stand far off, lest you be forgotten. Do not try to speak with him as an equal. Oh, and I get some people say, well, you're not on my level. You know, that type of mindset. And do not believe his many words, for he will test you with much talk. Basically conversate, basically get you to talk to see where your mindset is, what happened, okay, during the downfall. Do not believe his many words, for he will test you with much talk, and will examine you in a smiling manner. Oh, he who does not keep secrets to himself is unmerciful. He will not hesitate to harm and to bind. Keep them to yourself and be careful, for you walk in danger of falling. Every little creature loves its own kind. Hear that? And every man loves his neighbor. All flesh associates with their own kind. A man will stick to people like himself. What fellowship would the wolf have with the lamb? So is the sinner to the godly. What peace is there between a hyena and a dog? What peace is there between a rich man and the poor? Wild donkeys are the prey of lions in the wilderness. Likewise, poor men are feeding grounds for the rich. Lowliness is an abomination to a proud man. Likewise, a poor man is an abomination to the rich. When a rich man is shaken, he's supported by his friends. Oh, don't that sound familiar? Well, let's go back up here. Lowliness is an abomination to a proud man. This is the reason why those individuals are creating, or they purposely creating, homelessness. Likewise, a poor man is an abomination to the rich. When a rich man is shaken, he is supported by his friends, like always. But when one of low degree is down, he pushed away even by his friends. When a rich man falls, there are, on our last chapter, there are many helpers. You hear that so many times. He speaks things not to be spoken, and men justify him. A man of low degree falls, and men rebuke him. He utters wisdom and is not listened to. You hear that? Do you hear that? He utters wisdom and is not listened to. A rich man speaks and all keep silent. You know how people buying their books up. Oh, quick rich things. You know, I'm rich, something, this and that. Sometimes you might find out that's not even the case. Something else got them in that position. They extol what he says to the clouds. Yeah, basically take it to the head. Oh my God, you hear so much now. Oh, what is it? What's this guy's name? I don't know. He invented something. And everybody's just saying, oh, I can't wait to be like such and such. I want to dress like him and pretend like I'm not rich. That type of person. And that's it's talking about here. A poor man speaks and they say, "Who is this?" If he stumbles, they will help to overthrow him. You hear that? This is the reason why poor people are going through so much. Riches are good if they have no sin. Right. That is true. Poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. The heart of a man changes his countenance, whether it is for good or for evil. A cheerful countenance is a sign of prosperous heart. Devising proverbs takes strenuous thinking. So that's Sirach. I think I went from 11 to 13. So it seems like poor man is abomination to the rich. This is why. This is the mind states of those kind of individuals. And be watchful, people. All praise to the Most High Yah, His Son Jesus Christ, Yeshua, the King of Kings, and y'all stay blessed, stay strong, and please understand what's going on out here. Okay? And those are good scriptures there in Sirach, which is also known as Ecclesiastes, which is the head scriptures. I have the 54 book Apocrypha, the complete one, but I have the full complete on digital file. And hopefully later on that I can be blessed to get the full, because I love my full books, meaning printed. I like to have, visual description. Alright, this is the end of the video. Peace.